Today's 781st day to come here to listen to learn. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I want to speak about practice. Because I used to hear that saying that practice makes you great. But what I need to speak to now and what I want to speak today about is that not practice makes you great, but great practice makes you great. Because when you're able to really master the quality of your practice, you will become an expert and master in your field, in your skill. So that means there is a lot of things that we're able to do to really improve our practice. Because if you practice a totally wrong thing, what will happen? You will get good at a totally wrong thing. So that means that if you will shoot in a basket 1,000 times and have wrong technique, that means that you will not learn the best way and become the expert in shooting into the basketball. That's why today we'll share 10 things that really makes the practice great, rather than really focusing on the practicing mindlessly and doing your best. Now, sometimes people could work very, very, very hard, but that working hard still doesn't translate into results. And maybe be able to look at you say that, why not getting results? Maybe our practice, maybe what we're doing is not the best thing that we could do. So today we'll share 10 things that we're able to really make the practice great. So number one thing is that we need to understand that quality is more important than quantity. Quality is more important than quantity. Now, of course, I understand that quantity will be very important as well of the quality. But when we really practice, improve, and want to become the highest level, and the highest level, they still pursue quality. So when we really pursuing quality and we pursue something meaningful, that means that it could be that you want to practice. So you can do a poor quality 1,000 times and you can do high quality 10 times. So maybe sometimes we just really need to work on high quality 10 times until we're able to pursue that high quality and a high quantity as well. So quality is more important than quantity. Number two is efficient learning. And what efficient learning is more about really feedback. Efficient learning is all about feedback. So that means if you are improving the skill just by yourself, that means it might be that you will not be as efficient as you could be. Because it's very, very important to really get some kind of coaching, some kind of feedback. And I realized that in some fields, I had coaches, I had mentors, I paid for courses, paid for mentorships, and I was very, very happy about those. And some fields that I just thought I will be able to do by myself. And when I look into the results that I get from one field to another, there's a massive difference. So I know that when you have a guide, a mentor, a coach, who is really reviewing what you do and how you do and give the feedback and tells you the blind spots, you're able to improve much more efficiently. So great practice is with the coach, with the mentor, with the guide who is able to transform the growth that you are pursuing. Number three is consistency matters. Consistency matters. So that means that we still need to be very, very consistent in doing the right thing. Now, we need to understand that sometimes people are very, very consistent and practice that is not good. And sometimes when we are pursuing great practice and we are becoming consistent and great practice, but sometimes we fall back into the practice level, not great practice. So that means that it's very, very important to understand there is a huge difference between great practice and practice itself. So how consistent you are at great practice. That means that you're able to really, when you go to a gym, you can go to gym and you just really, the exercise is necessary. But you're able to go intentionally to a gym to improve, get better, and really master how you can expand your body, how you expand your fitness level. So there's a huge difference just going and showing up, and sometimes really going with intention to really level up your game. Now, of course, it's important if you're not able to do great practice, fall back at least to do the practice because you need to build that consistency habit. But at the same time, we need to understand that as often as possible, we need to be intentional about going and making things happen. So when you improve the skill, be intentional. What I'm able to do today to improve my skill, not just practice, but what I'm able to do to improve and expand. That's very important. Number four is mindful engagement. Mindful engagement. So that means when you're really practicing, this is one very, very important to understand is what you're doing now. what you did in the past and what you want to do in the future. So be mindful in the present moment, what you're able to improve, what you're able to focus on. Be mindful about the changes that you're making, the things that you want to improve. And when you are mindful, it's much more easy to improve because you just don't do mindfully the practice. Because a lot of times when people are shooting in the basket and they just mindlessly shooting in the basket. But if you really think of it, how did they shoot? What way I shoot? What happened? Like exactly that in every single skill. You're able to be mindful about what did you do, what worked, what didn't work. So every single time questioning and being self-reflective, it allows to be mindful and really prove the practice into great practice. Number 5 is adaptability. Adaptability. That means that we need to make sure that we're able to adapt in different things. So that means that in skills, a lot of times things changes, station changes, people change. And because of that, we need to adapt to that. We need to change to be able to really make sure that we don't practice just by ourselves. We're able to see like, okay, what environment is doing, where we need to change based on environment. Because sometimes we need to change based on environment. Because if you change yourself just by yourself, and if you are building a skill that includes other people, that means that we need to look into, okay, if other people are changing, how am I supposed to change to really improve my skill, that I could align myself with potentially with other people as well. Number 6 is patience and persistence. Patience and persistence. And I love saying that you need to be aggressive with your actions, but patient with your results. Aggressive with your actions, but patient with your results. So when you are patient with results, and you know that you're doing a great practice, when you know that you're doing great practice, but you're not seeing any results yet, that's when you need to be patient, because the results will show up. It's impossible not to get results when you're doing great practice. And that's why you need to have that persistence. Because I love the saying that when you do a great practice, you love the saying until. I will do this great practice until I will get results. I will do this practice until I achieve my results. I will do everything what's necessary until I'm on the top. That's a beautiful, beautiful word. Number 7 is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement. That means that you could potentially reach some kind of level in a skill, but you're still able to go above that. And then above that, continuous improvement. Always able to go above and beyond where we're at in the moment. And I love what John C. Maxwell says. And John C. Maxwell says that the question is not supposed to be like when I will achieve the result. The question is how far I can go. Not the question is when I will achieve this goal, but how far I can go in the skill that you're building. This is very, 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 very powerful. Number 8 is balance is a key. Balance is the key. So that means when you're doing a great practice, we need to understand that you're not able to neglect all areas of your life, because that is not sustainable. So when you really implement a great practice, you need to ask, what is sustainable? What I'm able to do for a long, 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 long time, and I'm not able to fall out. Because a lot of times people do great practice that is unsustainable because they neglect multiple areas of life. And then after that life catches up and they quit everything altogether. And then, of course, it will fail. So we need to make sure that the balance is important, and you can be obsessive, but you still need to understand how much are you willing to give up no matter what. So when you're able to commit and pay the price and be okay about paying this price, because you must be okay paying the price, because life will not catch up to you because you already know that this is what you're willing to do. And the balance, of course, is important, knowing that, okay, the bit between the quality and quantity, because quantity is very important as well, but neglecting quality is, of course, very, very important, that you're not able to neglect fully quality. And number 9 is setting goals. I'm a big believer in setting goals, because I really changed a couple of years. I understood how important it is to celebrate wins. How important. And why is it important? Because every single goal that you achieve generates an enormous amount of energy when you're able to internalize a win. That's very, very important. When you have the goal, achieve the goal, now be proud of it, internalize it. You deserve it. You are more than enough to really say that I achieved it, I made it, this is my achievement. Because what it does when you internalize the win, it goes into you, and that brings a lot of energy to pursue the next goal. And that next goal is able to do exactly the same thing. Feel that feeling of achievement, feeling of that result really elevates energy, because energy is the biggest and most important resource that every single person needs to pursue. Because I used to think that that's the most important resource is time and money. But I realized that neither time, neither money is the most important resource. The most important resource is energy. Because in energy, able to get time, you're able to get money. Without energy, you not even get neither time, neither money, because you're not able to use the time and money. So energy is the most important. And that's why we need to seek energy. And how are we able to seek? By celebrating and setting goals. Setting goals and then achieving the goals and then celebrating them. And the last one, that is probably one of the most important as well in great practice, is purpose. What is the purpose? And be able to have a purpose of this training. What we able to improve in this in the skill that you're building. There's one aspect that means you break down the whole skill, and let's say that let's have a purpose for this practice. What aspect of what aspect of that one skill we want to learn and really master? Because if we want to improve whole skill altogether, every single training, that will be massive in our helping, and it will not be intentional. But when you have every purpose for every single training, you're able to really improve. Now, besides really having a purpose for that very small purpose, we need to understand that we need to have a massive person. Like, we need to have the why. The why is important to build a skill. Because there's a beautiful saying that when there is a why, there is a way. When there's a why, there is a way. So that means, what is your why? Because you will find a way how to make that practice great. What is that purpose that drives you? What makes you tick? There are so many different things, but it's the most important part of understanding why you really need to do. Like, why are you not able to really settle down and then really lay down in bed and watch Netflix? Why you need to build that skill? Why is that important? So when you know that, when some days that you will not feel like doing things, you will be able to persevere. Because when you practice something, some days will be great, some days will not. And being able to have a purpose allows to persevere during tough days and still do the practice, still do the great practice. This is one of the things that really makes a difference when people really achieve great things, because they know why they're doing it. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.